Wagwan, my people, as you know, everything has completely changed from the way the world works to the way people make money to the way business works. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the best way to make money online, how to turn yourself into a business, and how to make your first $10,000 a month all the way up to $1 million. The very first thing that you need to understand is that the life you're living is simply the life that you chose. And you need to begin to understand exactly why you're in the situation that you're in and how the world works in order for you to start taking steps in the right direction. I want you guys to understand that obsession is your path to greatness. And this is a lesson that I personally learned in my 20s. When I was still a teenager, I was about to graduate high school and I almost got expelled because I was riding on the side of my homie's car as he was like speeding through the car park. And I was in the principal's office and the principal asked me what I was going to do. Like what I was going to do with my life. And she was talking about me getting a trade or me going away to university and a few different things. And I was thinking to myself in my head, I'm not going to do any of that. And although at the time I had no idea what I was actually going to do, I still knew it wasn't going to be some traditional route, either working a 9 to 5 or going to college or university. I just knew that wasn't going to happen to me. I was getting a bunch of different questions and led in all different directions when it came to my career, but nobody ever said anything to me or suggested anything to me that sparked any interest or curiosity in my mind. But I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to dedicate my life to something mediocre or just doing something traditional. And all the people that were giving me advice and telling me the different options that I had and different things that I could do, not one of them was living the life that I wanted to actually be living. Every single person I looked at, whether it was my teachers or my parents or whatever, none of these people giving me advice or telling me what to do lived a life that I would ever want to live. I began to look at people's actions and where it led them. And then I would just question, is that what I want? And I never wanted it. And then I found myself asking questions, which you probably have as well, like, how do these people do it? What is their goal? How did they end up here? How are they okay with their situation? How do they hate their job but they continue to stay there? Do they not have goals? Do they not have things that they want to do? Why can't they build towards that? How can they be in a job that they hate and not formulate a plan or a method to get out of it? But as I got older, I found myself as one of these people. I was working a terrible job that I despised and hated in every aspect, but I still felt separate from the people at that job. I still knew that I wasn't wired the same as them. And I feel like there is truly two types of mental models that people have. They either find the 9 to 5 given routine, controlled life comforting, or they find that extremely uncomfortable and cannot focus on anything but escaping that. But they might just not have the method yet. And assuming if you're watching this video, you're probably the latter. 99% of people chain themselves to a paycheck for life because they never develop the skills and make the choices that lead them to wealth and freedom. And before I talk about how to fix that, I want to talk about the dangers of this lifestyle and what living like this is going to cause and affect your life to look like. There's a book I read called The Way of the Superior Man. And in this book, it talks about living at your edge. But I kind of dived a bit deeper into this and kind of tried to understand it at a fundamental level, what it really meant. And I kind of broke it down into my own meaning and understood that living at your edge is basically staying outside of your comfort zone, and living below your edge is being in your comfort zone. And to demonstrate this, I wanted to create a graphic or a design to show you guys so that you can also kind of understand what I'm trying to say. When you're living at your edge, you're the most fulfilled and purpose driven that you can be. But in order to live at your edge, you need to leave the comfort of having someone program and condition your life for you, telling you where to be at what time, when to go to the toilet, when to eat, all of these things. To live at your edge, you need to actually be the master of your own reality. You need to be creating your life, and you need to be making the decisions that affect your life, not someone else. But the reason people do not live at their edge is because at your edge, you're going to be met with discomfort. You're going to be met with the unknown. You're going to be met with pushing yourself outside the boundaries of what you previously thought was possible and what you were capable of. When you're living below your edge, you're getting your dopamine from cheap things because you're not in pursuit of anything bigger or greater or building meaningful goals over time and trying to achieve them. You're getting your dopamine from things like sex, porn, scrolling, junk food, things that provide that instant burst of gratification instead of actual meaningful goals. When you're living at your edge, you're getting real dopamine from real things, whether it be achieving worthwhile, meaningful goals, whether it be from doing things that actually improve your body and your mind. Now understand, I'm telling you all of this for a reason, and it's all going to tie in together into why you need to not only live at your edge, but also embrace the entrepreneurial venture as a way of living at your edge. So in the comfort zone, life becomes dull. In the known, it becomes boring. It becomes soulless. And this is why I'm telling you that working a 9 to 5 is going to make you feel ill. It's going to make you feel sick. It's going to make you feel like there's something wrong. And you need to embrace that feeling, not try to ignore it, not try to lock it away and never think about it. You feel wrong because the way you're living is wrong. Because you're living in the comfort zone. You are not living at your edge. You find yourself in this endless comfort zone, and I've experienced this. And I can